Stories breaking today that Victor Osimhen will become a Chelsea player, but for how much? You have Onana potentially going to Arsenal, and will Olise join Liverpool? Welcome to your Footy News. Afternoon, guys. Hope you're well, and let's get into the news. But before we do, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the Footy News if you are new here. And the lead story, the breaking story, is of course Victor Osimhen and the fact that he's willing to join Chelsea. Now, let's give you the details on all what we know so far. Victor Osimhen signed a new contract for Napoli very recently, so that in itself will make some eyebrows raise. But Napoli have done that on purpose, knowing there is a likelihood they will lose out on Victor Osimhen, so they wanted to protect themselves with a decent release fee clause. How much is that fee? Well, no one knows for sure, but it's rumoured to be about £112 million. And Chelsea are willing to pay that to get Victor Osimhen over the line before all the other big boys come in and sniff for him in the summer. So they are in agreement. And the rumours are that Victor has okayed a pre-contract agreement with Chelsea this January to get this one over the line. However, there are huge problems with this, and the biggest problem being Chelsea's position in the league. Will Victor Osimhen be willing to go to Chelsea in the likely event that they don't make Champions League football next year and slug it out, maybe in the Europa, maybe in the Conference League, maybe no European football at all? For a player with his pedigree and his potential, this would not be ideal, but money does talk in these deals. Now, he's also had the likes of Didier Drogba and John Obi Mikel in his ear, selling him the Chelsea dream, selling him the project and how it's going to work. So there is a very good chance that this is happening. And as we said, the reports have come out to say that he is prepared and happy to go for a pre-contract agreement with Chelsea. But will other clubs get involved in this? The answer has to be yes. They're not going to let him go to Chelsea without a fight. And there will be other Premier League clubs and European clubs who can offer Victor just as much money as Chelsea, but can also offer the dream of Champions League football as well. But Chelsea are the first to move on this. And if they have been able to get this pre-contract agreement, what a signing this would be for them. This won't happen, as I mentioned, until the summer. But if Chelsea can get this done, they are in business. The big question is, though, how are Chelsea getting away with FFP? Another £112 million on the books when you've seen the likes of Everton being punished, when you've seen the likes of Forest rumoured to being punished, and Man City. Well, the less said, the better on that one. The answer is, of course, we know Todd Bowley has done his long-term contract, spreading the cost over 8 years. The rules on that have changed now. Excuse me, and only 5-year contracts can go on FFP. However, Chelsea have been quite good with selling players, getting 60 odd million from Mason Mount, an academy player, which allows all that to go to the bottom line profit. They sold Kai Havertz to Arsenal and many other kids through their academy on their way. The likes of Gallagher, for example, is rumoured to be leaving this month. So in essence, Chelsea can probably do this and probably get away with it. But do you think Victor will end up at Chelsea? The reports at the moment are strongly suggesting that he will. Get your thoughts in down below. So moving on to our second story, and that's the link of Onana from Everton to Arsenal. Everton, who paid about £30 million for Onana a year or so ago, may be interested in this move to help them with their financial fair play issues. But the real question is, should he be a priority for Arsenal, who for me, it's as clear as day, need a number 9, because they are, I think I saw a stat yesterday, in the last 2 games, they've had 48 shots and 0 goals. That to me cries out of a team who are desperate for a number 9. For me, they've also got issues in their left back positions. Zinchenko's injured currently, but even when he wasn't, didn't look like he was in great form. But then what happens to the likes of Kai Havertz? Because Kai Havertz was brought in, hasn't really hit the ground running. Mikel Arteta doesn't seem to know how to play him or where to play him. Is he a number 8? Is he a number 10? Is he a winger? Is he a false 9? Who the hell knows? That's still one of the crazy signings of the summer for me. And then with Declan Rice in that Arsenal team, having spent over 100 million, would it be Havertz that would make way to partner Rice in that 6-8 combo? Because that's probably what they're looking for here. So I can understand it in some ways. Is he ready to make that step up to a top 4 team from Everton? Everton fans, let me know your thoughts on Onana. And Arsenal fans, would you take him at the Emirates? Or would you prefer to prioritize and put that 50 odd million and loop it up together with some other money to get yourself a decent striker? For me, Osimhen should be where Arsenal are targeting and focusing their attention right now. They can offer him Champions League football potentially next season. They can offer him the money, maybe. But Arsenal are getting closer and closer to FFP issues. So Osimhen for 112 million may be too much. But they seem to be spreading their money in silly places. And I still go back to that Kai Havertz deal. For me, not making sense at all. So let's assume Onana does come to Arsenal, benches Kai Havertz. That's a waste of 60 odd million that Arsenal spent on him. This isn't making too much logical sense for me, and Arsenal's recruitment seems to be a little haphazard at the moment. But I'll leave the Arsenal fans to let me know their thoughts on this in the comments down below. So moving on to our next story, and that is Olise from Crystal Palace. He has been linked today with a move to Liverpool. Now, historically on this one, Chelsea tried to get him out of Crystal Palace in the summer that's just gone, where they met his release fee clause of about £36 million. But Olise signed a new contract, and with that new contract came a new release fee clause, which no one really knows for sure what it is, but the rumours are it's around £60 million. Now, with Arsenal and Manchester United also interested in the Palace winger, there is talks that Liverpool want to jump the gun and get this deal done and test Crystal Palace resolve this January transfer window, and may table a bid for 50 to 60 million pounds to see if they can get the hot winger in themselves. And how would that work for Palace? Because Palace is struggling for goals. Olise has been one of their biggest creators along with Eze, and they would sorely miss him. And could £50 million really replace Olise and what he brings to the team? This one, I don't think will happen, but it sounds like if Liverpool are going to do it, in similar style to this Osimhen deal, they want to jump themselves to the front of the queue. In other news as well, you got Werner flying over to London today to finalise his loan move to Spurs, with an option to buy of about 19 million euros attached to it. So keep your eyes out on that one. That should be announced shortly, subject to a medical as well. And in some other news, Jordan Henderson is sick of life out with the Arabs. He wants to move back from Saudi only 6 months into his new venture. But who is going to pay for him? Already there's talks that he's happy to take a pay cut. Well, you don't say, Henderson. Who's going to want to pay for someone at your age with the money that the Saudis are giving you? But are there any clubs that are going to be interested in him? We'll have to wait and see. Would any of you take him at your club currently? Let me know in the comments down below. That brings you up to date with all your latest Premier League transfer news. If you've enjoyed the video and haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you for watching.